there's an element of emotional resiliency that founders can build into the core of who they are that is very helpful. And one thing that I think about is that the emotional state, it's temporary. It's remembering that this is a temporary state. And when you think about that in terms of that it is indeed temporary, the saying of this too shall pass, it does, it will pass, it absolutely passes. So it's important to understand that. And there's a term in psychology called locus of control. And it's how much do you believe that you actually have control in the outcome and in the things that are coming in your life. And as founders, you have a lot of control into what happens. You can't control everything, and absolutely there's a sprinkle of fairy dust and luck in there, but there is a lot that you can control. So sometimes, and while it might be temporary, it could be a band-aid, it is helpful to be able to shift your mindset to something that you can control to get that sense of stability back. And so shift the mindset from this situation that feels completely out of control to, okay, of this situation, what are some of the levers that I can pull? What are the buttons that I can push? And figure out those things until you feel that stability again, and then you can look at the big picture. So it's a constant, I call it Google Maps view, zooming in to the turn by turn and zooming out to where you are and what your destination is. And you have to be able to do that. Any good leader would be able to do that. But as founders, that's critical, right? If you are constantly in that turn by turn, it's like, oh, make a left turn here, make a right turn there, left turn there, right turn there. But where are you doing that? Are you doing that on Mars? Or are you doing that on Earth? Are you doing that in the United States? Are you doing it in Germany? Like, where are you doing that? So being able to know, like, oh, we are here and we're trying to get there. That's what the turn by turns are for. So that gives us a deeper sense of control to be able to zoom in and zoom out. And then building that deep sense of trust that you're going to be okay. What is the worst thing that's going to happen? Like, you are going to be okay. And then also being able to lean in on your community. I know it's a lonely journey and I know it feels really hard, but it's not a journey that hasn't been done before on the level of human connection. While the specifics of your situation are unique to you, as a human being, as a journey, there's going to be others who have done it and who have experienced it, that even if you're just calling someone up and be like, man, that was a hard day, lean in on your support group, lean in on the community. And then one other thing is approaching every experience as a learning versus a failure. When you approach a situation, when something doesn't go and you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we did that and it's a failure, or like, oh, that sucks. Yes, we're all humans and we're going to have moments of that. But the faster that you can turn that around into a learning, like, well, what have we learned? What can we do differently? How can we turn the situation around? Is different than what can I do differently? So approaching every single experience as a learning and the faster you can convert the failure to a learning experience, it is going to give you a deeper sense of control, deeper sense of stability, and allow you to get out of that emotional roller coaster faster. So
I love
a little bit on emotional resiliency there.
I love all of that. One of the things that I'm personally extremely grateful for is that we get to work with some really smart people at Craft City, and both in terms of the people we've hired, but also the investors and advisors we have, and also the friend group we have, right? And we can go to these people and we can be like, look, we're experiencing this thing, right? We're at a low in the emotional roller coaster right now. Something's not going really well. How can we fix this? And usually they come to us and they're like, yeah, I've seen this 15 times. Here's how we solved it that one time. Here's how we solved it that other time, right? Maybe go try this. They bring not just the emotional support, but also just the realism of this happens to everyone.